Hello and welcome to CLEA'S World. My name is Clea Necchiarico, and today we're going to speak about New Earth because I have actually found out more information about it from the 25th dimension. I just had a very prolific new QHHT session and I immediately connected with the 25th. I can already see the difference it's making. This is my third session and it's incredible how it has changed. The quality of it in terms of my connection has changed over time. Right now, it feels like I'm just having a conversation. I might as well be fully awake with my practitioner. In fact, she commented on it without knowing that's exactly how I was feeling as I was under hypnosis. So I'm very excited to bring you this new information. They are becoming very, very chatty. So we ask a simple question, you'll notice, and all of a sudden they go on and tell us all kinds of aspects about this one particular question that we figured it was kind of a yes or no almost type of question, and instead they're explaining how reality works to us because of that. So I had a ton of questions for them. I had 11 pages worth of questions this time. So you can imagine this is gonna take quite some time to communicate everything that's come through, but we'll get started today with New Earth. And I might just do 2 or 3 videos just about this because of all the content that they've come through, that they brought through to me. Now, before we move forward, though, I'd like to ask you to please like and share this video if it resonates with you. And also, please leave me a comment because it is so fun to see when stuff resonates with you. And even if it doesn't, I'd love to hear what it is that maybe doesn't. You know, I'm curious to see where everybody's at out there. All right, so let's get started. So when I say Carolyn is my practitioner. And then I say me when basically the 25th is giving their answer through me. All right, so she started the hypnosis and she does an induction. If anybody has ever had hypnosis before, you know how that works. So she does an induction process and all of a sudden she takes me out of this induction to get me situated wherever my highest self wants to bring me. So in this case, she's telling me to come off a cloud and she's saying, what is the first thing you see as you come off the cloud? Me. I'm feeling like I'm inside a huge flower. I see petals as if I were inside the bud of a rose, of an open rose. It's not an actual flower, but it's energy. And it's almost like petals of energy. And it looks almost like the aurora borealis, but the colors are reds, yellows, and oranges. And it's just floating around me. It's alive. Carolyn, it is alive. The flower itself, the energy, me, yeah. So let me explain to you the image that they showed me was, it's almost like, so I thought it was like a huge flower around me, but I mean huge, okay? It might have looked like it was 20, 30 feet tall in front of me, probably even more. I was tiny, and these sheets of energy, these what I'm calling petals, were like, you know, several times my height. And the reason I called it was like a flower is because, and it looked like a rose, because if you look at petals of a rose, they're not flat, they kind of curve a little bit, they curve a little bit up as well. And this is what this energy looked like. It looked like it was sheets of energy, but walls of energy, but they were curving. They looked alike. They were moving. It was stunning. Carolyn, do you have a form, a shape? Me. Yeah, I'm me. I'm a person. I don't know what I look exactly. I'm sorry. I don't know that I look exactly like I do now. I am more, I don't want to say transparent, but I'm not as solid as I am now. Like it's me, I'm a person, an individual, but I'm not super solid like I'm here. Carolyn, can you see what else is around you? Do you feel like this energy, this flower-shaped energy, does it engulf you? I mean, are you physically in it? Me, I am. And it's all around, and I don't see anybody else, and I don't know what's behind it. It feels like it's notes, it's music. It's some sort of frequency, and they're telling me it's how we create universes. Carolyn, amazing. So you as a being right now, are you currently creating a universe? Me. I don't know why I'm here. I can ask, but basically it's the matter from which, if you want to call it matter, is the material from which everything is sourced. Like for us, it's where we go to then create. Let me see why I'm here, why I'm by myself. So they're just saying I'm by myself because they just wanted to show me how it's done. So this is not when we're actually doing it. And because normally there are many of us playing with this energy and creating. Carolyn. And so where are you? In the process of learning? Me. No. They're just showing me to remind me this is where we create things. Carolyn. So are we in the presence of the they at this moment? Me. Yes. Carolyn. So Clea has had sessions prior to this. And so these questions actually stem from that. And then other information that we've been gathering here as humans on Earth, as light workers. You told us that only 7 million people will ever live on New Earth, but also that not all will go there right away. How many will go to New Earth when we take this game board down? And here they're referring to the fact that there's different groups of people. We're going to go to different places. It's not true that we're all going to New Earth. I know this is bandied about a lot, but that's not true, because that would imply no free will. We all get to choose exactly where we go after this. There are several options available. One of them is New Earth. And they told us that all in all, only 7 million people would eventually live on New Earth, but not all of them would go there first, because there would be people who have to go to other planets first to heal themselves, raise their frequency enough to come to New Earth. And it takes about 100 years to heal your energy on another planet before you can come to New Earth. But all in all, it will be only always about 7 million people on New Earth. So now Carolyn is asking, how many will go there at first? Me, half. Carolyn, half of? Me, 3.5 million. Carolyn, and can you tell us what part of humanity is composed of? Is it all light workers, or is it all ascended beings? Me, no, it's only 12,000 light workers. Other people that want to go there can also go, as long as they're 4D or above. Hopefully you've seen some of my previous videos, so you're already familiar with these concepts, but I do want to introduce them just very quickly here in case you haven't, and then you can go back and check some of the videos because they go into depth as to why stuff is the way it is, because it is very different from a lot of the new age stuff we've been getting, the messages we've been getting, the information we've been getting from other sources. I know this was all new to me. First of all, there are only 12,000 light workers. Now, they did say the reason people are familiar with the concept of 144,000 is because each light worker can embody up to 12 bodies at a time to achieve its own purposes. And therefore, that's where the number 144 comes from, because they said that 12 is a sacred number. But there are only 12,000 light workers. So there's only 12,000 who will go to New Earth. Now, when they say light workers, they don't mean it in the meaning would come to associate with light workers in the English language, when we talk about somebody being on the side of the light, or being a healer of some type, or being very spiritual as being a light worker. They actually mean, technically, at this time, there are only 12,000 light workers on the planet, which again, there are the 144,000. And that's because that's all that's needed. So there's no need for like millions of us. However, I did ask later on a question about the difference between 12,000 light workers, the way we use that term again, and you'll see what they say about that. One other thing here that I wanted to point out is that you don't have to be extremely enlightened to go to New Earth. It truly is just a choice that we make as our next step. And again, that's why some people have chosen not to do that. And all choices are perfectly equal. There is no judgment because everybody's going to experience exactly what they want to. And in order to go to new earth, you don't even have to be 5D. I know there is, again, a lot of that to be embedded around. That's not true. All you have to be is 4D and above. As long as you're 4D and above, you can go to new earth. And we will go more into, they will go more in this session as to how things manifest, how we make that happen. Carolyn, you have been telling us that there are only, I apologize, this is a transcript, so sometimes between the written word and the spoken word, there are some discrepancies. So let me say this in English. You have been telling us that there are only 12,000 light workers, but there are so many people on this planet that hold light. Can you explain that to us? Me. There are a lot of people that are on the side of the light in this lifetime, and they have tried both sides. Everyone, almost everyone, has tried both sides in their incarnations here. But they happen to have made a choice that by the time this event would happen, they would be on the side of the light. And this would facilitate their ability to have the choice they made come to fruition. So people that wanted to go to New Earth, they behaved in a certain way in this lifetime so as to, in their minds, prepare themselves and align themselves with that choice. So everybody is doing exactly what they have to do to be in integrity with the choice they have made. Carolyn. So, knowing that these are their choices, do their being here, does that have anything to do with the amount of energy vibration as far as moving this collective onto the next phase? Me. No. It is just by chance. Because of the choices made by certain people, this is why they are behaving that way. So they are not behaving that way, and all of a sudden we get a certain result. The behavior is the result of the choice they've already made. I do want to comment on this because this is going to be another recurring theme. They are explaining to us that a lot of the things that we assume are correlated in one direction. So we think that this one concept is A, and this concept is a result of A, so it's B. Let's speak more clearly. A lot of people here, because again, this is what is being told to us, believe that somehow we're ascending as a collective, which again, there is no collective, and there is no ascension. We're already ascended masters. So that's not what we're here to do. We're not here to ascend. Ascension is a concept within the matrix, within the game. So it's almost like a game rule. So some people like to think of it as ascension. I don't have a problem with that. I just want to be clear on where the concept is coming from, because these concepts are from the 25th dimension, which means they're outside the matrix. Okay, so they see things from high up above, let's put it that way, for visual. So there is this concept out there that we are ascending as a collective. The frequency on the planet is increasing. Now the frequency is increasing, but this is Mother Gaia's frequency increasing, which of course is affecting us as well. But we are being told that because of this, which is A, we have consequence B, which is we got to move to New Earth, because they always tell you we're moving to New Earth, even though, again, not everybody is. In reality, what the 25th is explaining here is that it's the exact opposite. So what's happening is that we have, all of us have already made a choice for where we're going next. And in this lifetime, we are aligning ourselves with that choice. So that choice is A, and the consequence of that choice, B, is our behavior. Because now we, in order to be able to see that choice through, go to that place we've chosen, we have to behave in certain ways so as to align ourselves with that choice. And that doesn't mean that we're coming up in some ways. We are simply remembering or resonating with some of the knowledge that will align us with this choice. So let's give an example. The people that a lot of us look at and we cannot believe how they're acting, especially the people in 3D is who I'm referring to, who seem to be completely oblivious to what's been happening around the world, to take everything at face value they watch on TV. A commercial has the value of a scientific study to them. If they hear a commercial that says something is safe and effective, they're like, whoa, it's safe and effective. That's the level of belief in the system. There is a reason they're behaving this way. So it's not that they're behaving this way, and therefore they don't get to go to New Earth because they're not high frequency enough or whatever it is. It's because they have chosen to continue their existence, because we are moving on with our bodies, which is a first when taking down a game board, which is what's happening to this planet. They've chosen to go to a 3D simulation. For them to be enjoying this 3D simulation, for them to even, for this 3D simulation choice to be even available to them or make sense for them to go to, they have to believe that 3D here is real. Otherwise, that makes no sense. So they have to align themselves with this choice. Hopefully this explains that, because this is true of every one of us, including the people who are going to hang out with the aliens. You're not going to be going to hang out with the aliens and then be scared of aliens in this lifetime, because otherwise the second an alien shows up, you're going to freak out. You might have a heart attack. You might pass away. Who knows? So you kind of have to mold your beliefs over time to where you're okay with an alien showing up and say, hey, let's go, kind of thing. And I'm making it very simple here, but to give you an idea. So a lot of the things that we think work a certain way in a certain direction, they actually work the opposite way. And this, as I said, is a recurring theme because they've broken down a few things here, which you'll see in the next videos as well, where we are told about certain things as being the cause, whereas they're not the cause, they're a result. One of the typical examples that I'll tell you right now is the solar flares. We are being told solar flares are a cause of our ascension or frequency raising. They're not. They are a result of the fact that the matrix is breaking down, and therefore we get glimpses. It's almost like a tapestry, very thick, you can't see anything through, but all of a sudden the tapestry gets worn here and there, and it becomes very thin, and you can see through, and all of a sudden we see the sun. The sun has always been there. So these solar flares, this increased ability for us to see what some of us are calling glitches in the matrix or whatever it is not that these are now happening and they're causing something, is that the matrix is thin and the veil is thin, and all of a sudden we see that stuff behind it. So I just wanted to make this promise because I think this is powerful. I was quite fascinated with this explanation, especially about the behavior, the alignment of behavior with a choice we already made. Carolyn, thank you for that. Distance-wise, how far is New Earth from the current old Earth, and where is it located? And guys, I am keeping an eye on my stopwatch here because I really don't want to make this video so long that's like it's impossible to watch. So we're getting up there in time. All right. So Caroline, thank you for that. This is wise. How far is New Earth from the current old Earth, and where is it located? Me. I have no idea how to explain this. And I was laughing while I was saying this because like she's asking me a question and they're trying to give me an answer where I don't know a lot about astronomy. They're telling me, I don't know how much that is. They're telling me 8 million light years. I don't know if that's close or far in terms of planets. And they're saying that it's, let me just make sure if it's the same galaxy. It is the same galaxy, but it's in a different quadrant. I don't even know how you say that. It's a different quadrant of this galaxy altogether. It's 8 million light years away, and it's in a new quadrant for us. So it's closer to planets that are very far away from us right now. I'm glad they stopped at that because I wouldn't have been able to explain any further. That was already a stretch for me. Carolyn, so we will actually have easier access to other inhabited planets. Me. From New Earth, you have access to the entire multiverse. Carolyn, what a beautiful concept. Will the day look the same as it does here with day and night and number of hours? Me. We don't have time on New Earth. However, because of nostalgic reasons, we will recreate some of the environment we have here. So we might enjoy having the semblance of nighttime, daytime, and so on. However, the truth is, we create our own reality there. We're aware of it, and therefore we can change anything for ourselves at any time. So we'll have areas of the planet where we would like to keep, for example, snow. There are areas of the planet where we would like to keep a tropical environment. By the way, that's where I'm going to be living. Tired of snow. We don't have to have any of that. It's almost like going to a house and having a room that looks a different way because you want to have a green room and then you have a red room and a pink room. So we can mold the planet however we like. We can even have our own microcosm around our house or even inside our house. We are going to change things just by imagining them. We decide that we're going to spend a day on the beach and we can create our own beach, or we can have it there the entire time if our community wants to have a beach there the whole time. So we are not susceptible to outside forces telling us how the planet is going to be. We are molding it to our preference. Carolyn, with that understanding, will there be like on Earth, continual or constant rivers and oceans? Me. So, because of nostalgic reasons, there are people who enjoy certain facets of this planet. We will recreate a lot of them, but it will be much nicer versions. So, for example, if we have a forest, we're not going to have animals that we don't enjoy, or we're not going to have nuisances like mosquitoes, that kind of thing. So it's just going to be the fun part that people think of when they think of going to the woods or the beach. So yes, we will have areas that are set up that way. So it gives us the idea that we can do things like we're doing them here for sentimental reasons. Like we can walk into the woods, whereas we don't have to walk. We can project ourselves anywhere at any time. Yes, we'll do this to keep some semblance of familiarity. Carolyn. So, knowing that we will not have nuisance types animals or predatory type animals, what kind of animals will we have on New Earth? Me. We will have all the same animals that we have here that we enjoy. There will be no cycle of life, and therefore you don't need a certain number of animals to be in the chain. It will be the animals we want to have because these are creations. There has been an agreement for what we're going to have over there, and all other things we are going to manifest. And so we're only going to manifest things that we enjoy. However, we are going to have a lot of animals that we consider dangerous. For example, tigers, lions, whatever. But they're not going to hurt us because it's a different energy on this new planet. And there is no, first of all, nobody will need to feed. So there is no danger. We're all going to live. It's going to be like paradise. Carolyn. So we will not be preyed upon. No, there are no predators or prey. Carolyn, amazing, amazing. So we'll have animals, we will have pets, and will our pets come with us? Me, yes, our pets will come with us. Carolyn, and what will they look like? Me. They're gonna look like, just like they look here, but just like us, they're gonna look translucent, and they're just gonna look shiny and sparkly. And they're not gonna need to eat. They're not gonna have diseases. We're not gonna have disease on New Earth. Everybody's tired of that. And disease is just negative energy that's been isolated in the environment. We're gonna own our darkness, so we don't have to materialize it outside of ourselves in any way, shape, or form. And we are not going to be subject to the laws of nature. We are going to be in charge of everything. Carolyn, so how long will we live? Me, as long as you want to. Carolyn, so on New Earth, we could essentially be eternal if we wanted to experience this experience that long? Me, technically you can, but most people are going to choose to move on at some point to have a different experience. Carolyn, thank you for that. Will we sleep? Me, we will not need to sleep if that's what you're asking. However, we'll go into long periods of concentration where it will look like we are sleeping. This will actually last days, if not weeks, in our Earth human years, in time concept. But it's not. Everybody will know exactly what you're doing. You will actually be active, but people will leave you to what you are doing, which will be playing with energy and focusing on a particular problem you are trying to solve. Carolyn, is that what it will look like we are doing when it seems as if we're just in a period of rest? Me, that is correct. Carolyn, so we dream here on Earth. Will we have dreams on New Earth? Me, dreams are a way to connect to source that is considered harmless. People are happy to forget their dreams. They're happy to ignore their dreams. Very rarely somebody tries to understand what their dreams mean. This has been our way of teaching people, of showing them things, and many have rejected this way. There's a reason why the interest in dreams is much lower than it used to be in other eras on this planet. On New Earth, we will not need to dream. We will be very aware that this is reality we are seeing when we go into our minds. We do not lie to ourselves on New Earth. Carolyn, so when we go into these periods of rest on New Earth, will we have that always open conduit to source in this existence that we're going to carry on? Me, yes, we will. We will be very curious about this. We will explore it. We will grow in our knowledge of how the multiverse works, our reality works. And we're actually looking forward to it because many of us going there are tired of the framework, the small, tiny framework we've been given here. We're ready to play with the all. And that's why we'll have access to everything we will have access to. We will have to grow into this ability to handle everything. All information will take some time, but it will be very quick in terms of the time it takes is not going to be proportional to the amount of knowledge. It's going to be very quick in terms of time. It's just a matter of intention. Our intentions will manifest very quickly. And I'm going to stop here because we're almost 30 minutes and I do want to keep these videos manageable for you guys to watch. And so please do let me know what you think about this. I am just blown away by all of this. So I look forward to telling you more about New Earth. And of course, I have a ton of questions about the planet here and concepts like the nature of evil and those kinds of things. So there is definitely more to come. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.